Man, this game is crazy. You know, you come out here 1 week, you look like a major champion. The next week, you look like a 25 handicapper from Crabapple, North Dakota. But
let's go, bro.
3 shots, 4 par, I just do 2, 1 putt, par 4, birdie, new driver, info, replace, M2, par 5, fairway, what you fin do? Think I'll try to get on into, start right, good line, good view, it drew, shooter McGavin, 2 thumbs that's up high and 2 fingers pointed at you, pew pew, fairway to green, conk off that I'm playing. Sometimes these par 3 green look like an island, a plane trying to keep it on dry land, at least I might try, man, up with that 5 and might use the trap, man. I got a check, man, line tango ball speed, rated that batsman, and where that ball land. Watch that's on my hand, is yours not the time, man. Yeah, that's my garment. I feel like Ron, man. Not talking noodles, I'm talking about John, man. And Gary Woodland, strikes up with Travis Fulton, got me striping like Dustin Johnson. 59 watchdog, the way that.
Welcome to Nothing is LB South Texas Golf Podcast, episode 152. Now, tonight, we will have one of the GOATs in the game, 2024 UIL 5A Boys State Champion, head coach Jason Pape out of Smithson Valley will be on the show tonight. He's our special guest. Got to hear him at coaching school. Man, this dude's got some stories for days, and he's going to be sharing some time with us. All right, got my dog right there, Arnold Brucey Garcia. How we doing tonight, boy?
Doing great, bro. Out here in Alice, kind of here at the cousin's crib. This nice little golf setup. Have that golf vibe, ready to go, man. And Coach Pape sounds like a pretty cool guy. We already got some connections. So I'm fired up, bro.
I know, man. I don't like that. He got you excited, man. You know, I'm usually the one that gets you
down and out. And
I'm usually the one that gets you hot and bothered, man. And and so having that Alice connection right there. And
bald, so.
Well, you said you're down and out, bro. So how's everything been going, bro?
No, dude, I've been good, bro. Like I said, this heat, bro, this heat. As soon as you walk outside, you just feel depressed when you can't really do much outside. My wife's been on me to cut the grass, but I'm like, babe, it's like 3 digits. I'm not going to go out there.
Well, your wife's insurance, bro. So you know what? You're probably worth more dead than you are alive.
No, dude, I am, bro. I definitely am, bro. Every time I eat, I check my food, bro.
All right, guys, before we kick things off here, guys, we want to thank and have a word from our presenting sponsor, FOREBROS Golf Tour. Nothing is OB South Texas Golf Podcast is presented by FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, FOREBROS Tour has a home for you. We've got all different types of games at our outings. We have net, gross, king of the par 3s, never golf alone again. And also, FOREBROS Tour does not take any admin fees or take any of your money. Every dollar you put in, you get a chance to win. That's FOREBROS Tour. Check us out on Facebook, on UG, at Unknown Golf. FOREBROS Tour, never golf alone again. Hey, dude, we took a good amount of heat, dude, this past week. FOREBROS Tour has a huge 3-man scramble right there. They got an A, B, and C player going on, I think, or a combined handicap. I don't know. I didn't even want to look at it because we weren't able to play one of the biggest golf tournaments of the year. 80-plus dudes, straight cash, no admin fees, no nothing being taken out. They are going to be having a huge tournament, and we're unable to play because we have commitment to draft day, and it hurts. It hurts. Yep. Fantasy draft day, it hurts, man. But you know what? And
everybody was calling me, Andy, because they were like, "Hey, bro, like you're a high handicapper, so we could use your pops."
That's the only reason why, right? They want you.
Right. Well, not because they wanted me.
In regards to pops here, let's go ahead and bring out considered one of the best golf coaches in the game. You know what? You got that football vibe, man. You got that grit. You got that determination, man. And let's bring on our man right here, Smithson Valley head boys golf coach Jason Pape. Coach, thank you so much for being with the Nothing is OB Golf Podcast show.
Right on, guys. Thank y'all for having me. It's small. We just been talking for a little bit. We already have all these connections. So, Brucey, I'm just reaching out to Hector guys now. Say, hey, I'm on this podcast with one of the Alice guys. So get ready, Alice.
Let's go.
He's already, man. Look at that already. Look, somebody's gonna be going through that door. He's in Alice right now, coach. So somebody's gonna be shooting through that door right now.
Right. I'm gonna stop by Dairy Burger and get that Dairy Burger tea and good to go.
There you go, right there.
Love it. Thanks for having me, guys. It's gonna be great.
No, we appreciate you, coach. And you know what? Where I had the privilege to hear you speak and meet you was at this past Texas High School Coaches Association clinic of the state championship coaches. It was a great panel to see. And man, like, I mean, I'm over here like a kid in the candy store, and I'm looking around sometimes at these coaches, and you know how it is, sometimes, we kind of have those necessary evils where we gotta get our PDs in, gotta get our lectures in. But I'm going to tell you, hearing y'all speak was maybe one of like, I'm over here like leaving like a kid in the candy store. I'm telling you, I was like all like school grillish, and seeing my idols right here before me.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. There's a great group of guys up there, and I'm just happy to be a part of those guys and girls. What a tremendous fraternity we have in Texas high school golf. It's really grown over the years, and the quality of high school golf in Texas is one of the best. I worked for UT and A&M this summer, talking to their coaches and watching them recruit, and just the amount of players that are coming out of Texas now.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I mean, it just like, you had the chance, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the championship later, but I mean, you've been in the game a while. And I think when you're a coach for so long and to be out here, I mean, was it kind of surreal? I mean, like you said, you told us off air that these are some of your peers, and I know you chat it up all the time, and y'all chop it up, and coaching is a huge fraternity, but how was it to be out here on this panel as a state champion?
Man, it's really cool. Brent McQuiston, the Alamo Heights head coach right there, he was, I would say, one of my mentors. And being able to be on the same panel as Brent, who's had a tremendous career, and getting to sit by him and I answering questions, and obviously behind the scenes all these years, talking about, building championship level teams. It was really cool. And I'll tell you a funny story that when I first got to Smithson Valley, the girls golf program was really good. Pretty much if I got the bus and I opened the door and got them on, we were going to play very well. We won the region the first 2 years I was here, played well at state those 2 years. And then Brent and I were doing a little dual match at River Crossing, and his guys team at Reagan was real good at the time. And I was like, hey, man, I got great kids here, but we're not going to win many golf tournaments with these guys right now. And then Brent turns to me and he goes, Coach, you're not going to win any golf tournaments with those guys.
Oh, damn. Wow. Shots fired.
Wow. And so there's that fire, that barb that I tell that story to the guys and the girls in the program that, hey, we weren't always at the top of the ladder. You got to build a foundation. And this thing's not built overnight. It took 11 years to win that state championship at Smithson Valley. And it's one of the hardest things to do in coaching in Texas. No matter what sport it is to win a state championship. I don't care if you're 1A or 6A. Every one of those guys and girls on the panel, they put in work, and it's a tremendous amount of work and dedication it takes to get a team to achieve. No matter how much talent you have, there's a lot that goes into it.
I totally agree with you, Coach. I've been coaching for 20 years, and it's been really on a middle school level. And I ain't gonna lie. I said I've been to the pinnacle of my city championships, and you know what? I was like, hey, I put blood, sweat, and tears, and I'm sure you know the game as a coach. You put your heart and soul into it, and you know what? No matter what it is, the end of the tunnel, right, is the end of the tunnel, and wow. You just hope good coaches put work in. I know you spoke about your family, and how supportive have they been in this 27 years of coaching?
Yeah, I have tremendous support, but I will say when I get home, I'm always dad. We won state. Here's a great story for y'all. My wife is a dyslexia teacher in the district, and her policy that she has to be at school. But my daughter is there. My 18-year-old daughter, my senior daughter in high school is there. And on the 36th hole, we just won a state championship. She's sitting there, first person I hug. And then she's like, congratulations, Dad. But, as a dad, we know our kids. And she was like, one of her friends goes, don't tell him now. I said, tell me what? She goes, well, Dad, I got a ticket last night. So she got a –
That's probably the best time, though. That's the babe. That's the mom right there.
So, you got a ticket for no headlights driving at night. I was like, man, you got a ticket for that.
Dad can't get too mad, right?
But I will say being dad, being husband is truly humbling because – hey, I get home, I'm dad and husband, and leave the golf behind. And that's great for me that, so many times as a coach, we bring work home with us, and we don't need to do that. That's a time to coach. There's a time to be Coach Poppy, time to be Coach Torres. and there's a time to be dad, be husband. And there's been a tremendous balance, and they've done a good job of keeping me grounded and supporting me at the same time. So very blessed in that regards.
Right here, Coach. We got a great comment right here from Paul Sharp right here.
Paul Sharp.
Congratulations, Coach, on a dominant season for you and your team. But settle down and give my Piper Warriors a chance.
I mean, Chris Wild at Piper, great. Probably one of the best golfers to ever come out of San Antonio. He is building a great program. I know he reached out to me earlier about getting into some higher level tournaments. How do you get in these big time tournaments? I said, man, you're doing everything right. Just keep on putting up good scores and being competitive, and you're going to build that program. And so Piper's coming. There's no doubt.
We know. We can tell from the facilities and everything. But man,
yeah,
Coach,
they have a nice setup.
Oh, they got a nice. It's what is it? It's the mall, right? It's better than freaking San Antonio Mall. It's better than Ingram Mall. Better than River Center. It's better than It's like better than a community college, right? I mean,
but I will say this: that the Navy SB is still the Navy SB, all right? Comal ISD. Yeah, no offense to Piper, but. They're both great schools, great district to work in, a lot of support. And so our AD is a golfer. And so things are going in the right direction. Piper built that great golf facility. I might've had a plug or two in there because what you do for Piper, you're going to have to do for the rest of the district. And
there we go.
Coach Jason Pape golf is supposed to be done in January at Smithson Valley High. So we're trying to catch up.
Nice.
Oh, there you go, man. Go. Hey, we're getting too excited over here. We're getting too excited over here. Coach, why don't you kind of take everybody, for our viewers at home right there, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in right here, we have Smithson Valley head boys golf coach right here and 2024 UIL 5A state champion, Coach Jason Pape, on the show. Coach, if you could kind of just take us down the road where, how you ended up here in Smithson Valley. Why don't you kind of take us all where this whole coaching career kind of started?
Well, that's a good quote. That's pretty cool. And it's, God's role in my life and where he put me. I graduated college and I went through student teaching, and they asked me, where am I going to teach at? And I said, man, I'm not going to be a teacher. I got some other career paths, and some challenges occurred in that career path. Long story short, I hunted for a living as well, a professional hunting guide, and things didn't go well one day, and almost things didn't go well. And so, I was like, hey, God, I'm gonna go do something else, and I'm gonna be a teacher coach. It's been my ministry, and I didn't have the job lined up yet in San Marcos, and I was long-term subbing at Goodnight Middle School in San Marcos. And they weren't convinced that I was the guy for the job. And we went out to Ocarina Springs, the old golf course of Southwest Texas. And we were on hole one. And let's just say my principal and assistant principal at Goodnight were not the best golfers. And I heard, oh, my God. Instead of 4, I heard, oh, my God. And I looked, and one of the worst shanks of all time was coming right at me. Took a nice golf ball off the head. And that's when they decided that, man, this guy finished all 9 holes, lump on his head. I had hair back then, so I had a little bit of a buffer.
Protection.
But that's how I got hired. And they're like, man, this guy's going to sue us.
You back? That's a real backdoor job right there.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I got
this non-disclosure right here
to San Marcos because I took a golf ball off the head. So that's it's kind of that's how I got hired. And then when I interviewed, I said, man, I'll give coaching a try. And I've been coaching for 27 years, and it's been a great blessing. Like I said, great ministry, and it's really been a blessing to give back to so many kids and have that role in their lives.
Well, you spoke of being really a football coach and then kind of like the golf coach second. Why don't you kind of tell us as you've gotten into golf coaching, that being that football coach, it's got to have helped you out. It's got to have helped you out there.
We mentioned, Alice connection. Bruce Bush, legendary high school football coach, won a lot of games in Alice. His son Travis is doing a great job at UTRGV. Learned my coaching style from Bruce. Super organized, be efficient, and that really plays into golf as well. If you're efficient in practice. And I learned so much as a slot T coach at San Marcos High from 98 to 2013. And as I was coaching football and going in the ups and downs of high school football and all the challenges that come in with winning and then not winning, I I shared a classroom with Coach Chuck Browning, longtime San Marcos golf coach, and did FCA in his room. And him and I played a lot of golf together. I actually watched him hit legendary college coach Emery Ballard, the inventor of the wishbone, one time. And we actually met about a month ago and reminisced that story. But he got out of coaching. And before he got out of coaching, he was going in the professional world. He goes, "Hey, Jason, I really want you to be the head golf coach here. I think you would do a great job with these guys." And so that just opened up the avenue that him and I had that relationship. And I became the guy that called plays on Friday night and coached golf on Saturday morning. And I did that for a while. And I mean, there's not many of us out there at the 5A, 6A level that did that. And but great kids and a great balance of football, golf. And eventually, you know, as high school football goes sometimes, they moved me from, I was a long-time offensive guy, like, "Hey, we really want you." The new regime came in. "Hey, you would be a really good safety coach." I was like, "Yeah, but I'd be a really good golf coach too." Who's at Judson now, he was like, "Hey, you're my golf guy." And so I coached golf there a few years. Coach Hill and I had a relationship from the football days. And he's like, "Man, if you can coach football, you can coach golf at Smithson Valley." And he gave me that opportunity in 2013 to come into Smithson Valley. And I've just been a head golf coach at Smithson Valley ever since that time period at Smithson Valley up until this year, 2024-25 season.
Now, Coach, you talk about right here. Got another great comment.
Yes,
Everybody, thank you right here.
Amen.
John White. I like how he describes coaching as his ministry, and it sounds like you're a true believer, Coach. As am I,
much respect, man. Much respect.
Yeah, no, definitely, Coach. I've decided to these past 16 years I've been at a Catholic school so I could be with my girls. You know, be with my girls, and so I'd love to hear that. It sounds like that golf ball hit you on the head. It wasn't just by pure luck. It was his will.
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
He took a golf ball at the head. So and here we are.
And like nowadays, it's very rare that like you can actually talk about this stuff. But like for you being in a position that you're in and being a man of faith, I mean, you have young men that have different situations or who don't have a father, don't have somebody to point them in the right direction. So having a man like you who's not only a man of faith, but a man of like just loving on people. I mean, that's just so these kids that just walk through your doors. I mean, they're just blessed walking in through your doors because I mean, you are a man of faith, and I respect that 100%.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Now,
thank you so much.
And Coach, as we talk about ministry and we talk about your job, were you just that coach, or did you ever? I don't mean you. Did you ever see those coaches that are just those football guys that are in it for the Pro Vs? You know what? I'll get that stipend. Let me get them days, and you know what? Let me get that fresh box of them Pro Vs.
Yeah. I mean, you know, in any profession, you got good ones and great ones, and you got not so good ones. So I've been around some of the guys that are Pro Vs, and I can tell you all some pretty good stories off there. But there's been some guys that have ordered a whole lot of Pro Vs, and their kids are not playing Pro Vs. How about that one?
Yes.
So I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I've got a few SV Pro Vs I'll put in the woods as well. So I'm not going to.
You've seen it though, right? I mean, you've all seen it, right?
Yeah, we've all seen it. They're out there for sure.
Now, Coach, as we talk about you being in coaching right here, what were maybe some of the biggest challenges in going from San Marcos to, you know, Smithson Valley, to, you know, coming from San Marcos and coming to there at 281 and that Spring Branch area?
Totally two different areas. At San Marcos, I ran a program that, you know, lower socioeconomic. We had a good run there. We won district a few years, I think 3 years in a row. And man, that was unheard of in San Marcos. Just had a great run of players, but a lot of kids lower socioeconomic, where we would fundraise, and I had a pro team account with Callaway and bought them golf clubs and bought their golf bag and their uniforms. And you know, I was the golf coach. I was the swing coach because the resources that were not always available to everybody. And so take the winning and the losing and whatever at San Marcos, a tremendous group of guys and girls. But then going to Smithson Valley, where a little higher socioeconomic, river crossing, Valor Creek, you know, swing coaches, you know, you step into a whole different deal. And Smithson Valley has such a history of winning and everything. That now, not that winning's everything, but that's just part of being in Smithson Valley. You run a good program, you're probably going to win, and we've won. And but it's totally different. They're swing coaches. They're psychologists. And I have a degree in psychology, but they go to their sports psychologists as well to playing the TJGTs, the AJGAs, the travel golf. That's so important into developing a championship level program. You have those resources available to do that. The TrackMans, I've had multiple kids that have their own indoor golf facility, like my man Arnold got back there behind him. they got that in our house. So that's two different, but kids are kids. Ultimately, you love them, you coach them, you pour into them, and they'll run through a wall for you or make birdies for you. How about that?
So Coach, I have a quick question. So I was telling Andy about this. Is like, so I got my nephew back here, and he's trying to make the varsity team here for Alice. But so we talked, and I was asking Andy, like, hey man, like, because as coaches, you have your own set of style, right? Just like football, you have your own formation, you have your own. This is your style of play. So when you have kids that come in, and do you tell them, hey, it's okay for you to have some personal coaching on the side? Or, hey, you know what? Like, because for example, me, I wanted to tell Andy is that I have a bad swing, right? But it works for me. So if you saw that I had a bad swing, but it was working, would you tell me, hey, that's not what I want. I want you to swing like this. Or would you just say, hey, if it's working for you, let you be. You're shooting in the 70s or whatever you're doing. So how would you approach on that?
Man, I'm a big believer, get the ball in the hole. And I really don't know how you get it in the hole. Just get it in the hole. And there's all different kinds of golf swings. You can watch pro golfers, amateur golfers, and that impact zone, that 6 inches on either side of the golf ball, usually those are all very similar when you ultimately break it down. For the guys that are green fairways and regulations, greens and regulations, and getting the ball in the hole, scoring where they need to be scoring. I love what you said about how to make the golf team. And I just spoke at the A&M camp to a big group of young people. And I always tell my foundation of my program is be a better young person than you are a golfer, and everything's going to work out fine. I've had kids come in, tremendous young people of character that were terrible golfers, shoot 125 average your freshman year, and they're playing college golf today.
Wow.
And it's not because I'm this great golf coach. It's just you believe in them. You give them the tools, the resources, the guidance to grow their game. And the ones that truly have that passion will do everything it takes to achieve a goal. And tomorrow in class, that's what we're doing is what is our goals this year? And we do break it down from individual goals with each player to a team goal. And if I had the team goals behind me last year, the ultimate goal is to win a state championship. And you cannot achieve anything until you write it down, you have that goal. And then you put a plan together to get to where you want to go. And, your nephew trying to make the golf team in Alice, man, just pour yourself in the game. If that's your passion, what you truly want to do, let your actions speak louder than your words.
Exactly.
I love to hear that, Coach. And as we talk about coaching, what is your style? Is your style that, you know how it is. Your style being in your 27th year has certainly, when we talked about it, has certainly changed maybe than that first 2 or 3 years as we come in. Are you the motivator? Are you the X's and O's that let's outwork everybody? Or are you a guy that let's make sure that we are, practicing with a purpose? Or what is your style or your go-to style?
Man, my go-to style is a positive reinforcer. I want to, you catch more bees with honey than you do vinegar. And I want to, when things aren't going well, I spoke about it tonight. If you have a bad shot, I'm not worried about your bad shot. I'm worried about the next shot. And let's make this next shot be the best shot ever. If we go back to the day when I was coaching with Hector Gaza back in San Marcos, Alice alumni over there, man, I was a yeller, and let's get after it, and let's yell some more. But really, I would pull them to the side and say, hey, love on them after you got onto them. But today, if I'm yelling at you today, or if we're having a serious come to Jesus meeting today, something's gone wrong. And I think when you are that positive reinforcer, and then you got to kind of lay down the law or this is what it's going to be. It has such a great impact because you're not always being that negative yelling, negative reinforcement punishment guy. So that's my coaching style. And, you know, once again, I mentioned psychology background, and the parenting style is democratic, authoritative. Let the kid play a role in what's going on in their golf game, but also be that authoritative figure that I'm supporting you, but here's the guidelines that we're going to do this in. It's been a very successful style for me. And I would think if you would interview players who played for me, I think I've kind of been that coach for 27 years. And I hope they would say that about me anyway. It's been a positive in their life.
And I love to hear that about you. I love to hear that about you, Coach. You know what, Freddie and Brucey and I were over here. We're doing research on you. We're trying to dig. Let's get some juice.
Yeah.
Let's get some dirt right here.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's very
like
clean.
Ex-girlfriend. Digging up some dirt.
And the thing is, Coach, and is, you know, from being a coach, you always want to try to steal from good coaches. I'm over here like I got my first middle school scrimmage tomorrow. I'm over here in a mess up. Worry about the next play. I'm over here worry about the next play right there. Now, Coach, take us through. You had a pretty magical season, you know, and everybody knows, you know, no one's holding in suspense, you know, does he win the championship or not? You're able to win Smithson Valley's first state championship. Now, kind of take us through how does that start? I mean, now that we're starting the season, you just said you had a parent meeting. How did that kind of all take fruition? And just before you get to there, I want to let you know, Coach, I give all my players a goal card at the beginning of every season. First goal, individual. I love it. I'm hearing you. I'm like, first goal, individual. Second goal, team. Second goal, team. And then third, who are you dedicating your season to? That's one thing I always say. Like, and I write the same goal card down, and I always dedicate my season to my former student athletes, you know, my former players. Right. And so I'm over here, like I said, hey, state championship. I'm right on track right there. I'm right on track.
It all starts with a plan, and you know, you write it down, we write it down. Here it is, and then that starts it going. And we have meetings every Friday that I'm like, hey guys, there's our goals. You know, are your actions speaking louder than your words? You tell me you want to win state. You tell me you want to be a college golfer. We want to shoot 290s. Well, what are we doing in practice? And then more importantly, what are you doing away from practice? One of the key areas of success is we have a limited amount of time we practice. But if you find any great golfer, pro golfer, college golfer, high school golfer, they are pouring themselves into the game. And so I reinforce, be a member at a golf course, have access to a golf course, and pour yourself in that golf course. And then I really try to reinforce a family atmosphere. We're all a family. Here's your brothers. Here's your sisters. Y'all go play golf with one another. And on our state championship rings, that I'm not going to pull that out. I got mine. I know some of my former players may be watching. I don't want them to see that state championship ring until they get theirs at the first home football game in Smithson Valley. But on that ring, it has Proverbs.
That's awesome.
27:17, I believe it is. 27:17. Iron sharpens iron. And so that iron sharpens iron is a motto of ours, that you go out there and you compete against your friends, your teammates, and you make each other better. And when you start having that in your program and they realize that if I start slacking, I'm going to lose my spot, they will replace me. And so there's an iron sharpening iron. And then that just propagates a program of getting better, of continuing, like, hey, I've got to do my swing speed. I got to practice. I got to play. I got to go play outside of high school tournaments. I got to get my swing lesson. I got to go lift weights. I got to do all the things it's going to take for me to be successful on the golf course, and then more importantly, off the golf course. Because in those meetings, it's just not about golf. What kind of young woman, young man are you? What does your academic performance look like? Don't tell me you want to go to A&M, wherever you want to go to school at, and then not have the grades that show that. So that begins there. And then the part that we do a really good job at, and a lot of the high school coaches at the higher end programs do a great job at, is play a very competitive schedule. we are allowed 8 tournaments a year. We do 2 in the fall and 6 in the spring. And the 2 we do in the fall are the ones I host, are one-day 36-hole events. How tough are you playing, 36 holes in one day at River Cross and at Valley Creek? Those are not easy courses to walk.
Damn.
And then on the guys' side, in January, we started the Addy Cup in A&M, Traditions Miramont. You asked me a favorite course. Those are beautiful golf courses and very tough golf courses.
Beautiful.
And then we play against the best teams in the state. We're playing at Ramrock in the Horseshoe Bay this year, Lake Travis, Highland Park, Houston Memorial, South Lake Carroll, you name them, all Lake Grove. All the top dogs in the state are there, and guys, we're there too. And so we're one of the guys. We're one of the girls. We're one of the dogs, I guess you'd say. And we're here for a reason. And if you want to be the best, you got to play against the best. And you can get humbled in a hurry. And I think one of the things that we talked about earlier is what is a turning point in the season? And playing a hard golf schedule, you're not going to play your best golf all year. And we got punched in the mouth at Walden Country Club in Montgomery. My first team got beat by my second team. Iron sharp as iron. My second team came out. Ryan Griff, the runner-up in 5A, he didn't qualify very well. And then, I moved him to the second team just to show you, hey, you're earning your spots. And that's big in my program. You earn your position. You're not given your position. And when that second team beat the first team and some kids from other prominent schools were kind of laughing about our first team not getting beat by our second team and the way we shot, that lit the fire. And when that fire was lit, you couldn't put that fire out anymore. And those 5 guys rose to the top. Ryan Griff moved back into the 1 spot, and then here we go. We went and got it. And, another thing you asked about, how do we get going? We have a motto every year. 2 years ago, it was leave a legacy. Last year was earn, not given. On the championship rings inside, it's earned legacy. And so that motto always kind of grounds you back to what are we doing here? And we haven't quite decided what this year's motto is going to be. That'll get finalized tomorrow. But I believe it's going to be something to the tune of challenge accepted. That the guys before you, the girls before you, have built a championship program. And if you want to continue this, then you're going to have to follow in their footsteps. And so are you going to accept the challenge of being a Smithson Valley golfer, a Ranger golfer?
Yeah.
This
is motivating.
I know. You know what? I normally get
put me in, coach.
I know. When I normally get pumped up, I get goosebumps on my arms, but I'm getting them on my legs, on the back of my neck, and everything. And again, coach, that fires us up. As a coach, as athletes, we love it because, and I think that's something we hear other golf coaches talk about. I hear Matt Winterkey, guest of the show, University of UTSA head men's golf coach. Now he being a former baseball player, he talks about having multiple sport athletes. Is that something you really try to encourage? Yes. That obviously, maybe get it in the fall when it doesn't, interfere in the spring. Does that play a role in some of your team getting some of that grit and where you're able to take that punch in the mouth and respond? I
was a football coach, coach baseball, head track coach, head golf coach. I'm a big advocate of multi-sport athletes that you have 4 years to play high school sports. And who am I to tell you, nope, you can only play golf. You play golf for me. One of my best players ever at Smithson Valley, Jordan Stagg, was a starting point guard, #1 player at Smithson Valley. He played college golf for Prairie View A&M. Anytime a kid says, hey, I want to do this, I want to be a part of this, man, go do it. And we will work together as coaches and go be a member of the water polo team. Go play basketball, track, whatever it is. And I'm the advocate for you. Little known fact about me, I'm also the bass fishing coach for Comal ISD. So I actually have kids that are bass fishing, golfers.
Bass fishing?
Yeah, we have
Wow.
high school bass
I'm
fishing.
gonna take them out of Alice and take them to Smithson Valley. No.
I don't know, Coach, but is your marriage pretty solid? Because hey, are you available? Are you taking application? Are you taking application?
No. Like, do you need an assistant to an
I
assistant?
know,
coach?
right?
It's a hard gig to get.
Dang, man. Hey, that's what happens, I guess, when you put a championship ring on. You get these nice jobs. Well, Coach, it seems like everything worked out good. Was there any bumps and bruises that besides you said you had team 2 beat team 1? We're looking at the scores, man. It was a blowout. It was a blowout in the championship. Take us through that. It was a 14-stroke victory for the state championship.
Well, here it is. I've lost games in the fourth quarter. I've lost games in the 7th inning, 9th inning. I've lost races on the 4th leg. It's not over until it's over. I love how you mentioned Matt. Matt's a great high school coach, tremendous college coach now. These multi-sport athletes. Ryan Griff is our leader. Ryan Griff is also one of the best hockey players in Texas. Now, that probably makes you the 100,000th best player in Canada, but Griff was a great competitor, and I think being that 2-sport athlete allowed him to get that grit, that toughness, and so he started us off as our number 1. And so we're playing 5-4-3-2-1, and I don't want to know what their score is. All I want to know is the next shot's an important shot, the next hole's an important hole. And when all 18 holes are done after round 1, then we'll talk about what we shot. And man, my phone was blowing up, and I'm not looking at it. My watch is dinging, and all I know is we're playing fairly well. And all I'm concentrating on is hole 16, 17, 18 at Legacy Hills at the end, because 16 is a hard par 3. It's been kind of an Achilles heel, but if you can win the par 3s in state championship golf, you're usually going to do well. And that was part of our game plan, to get him through that 16th hole. And remember, I get Griff, my number 1 at the time, get him through. And then we're coming down 17 and getting down 18. And Ryan's like 5 under in round 1. And hey, I'm not worried about it. I didn't even know he's 5 under. I just know you just foot on the gas. Let's finish the 18th hole. And not let's us. You finish the 18th hole. I'm not in it. And I like that I'm not hitting these shots, guys. I'm gonna give you my wisdom, but I always give them the final say. That here's what I believe, but you pull the trigger. But before you pull the trigger, you're fully committed to doing that. And those guys were, and we finished that group of 5. Last guy, Griff, off 18th hole on day 1, and everybody is high-fiving, and man, you're 5 under. And my assistant, who's a former player of mine, a 2016 grad, Brooklyn Sutton at Smithson Valley, she goes, "Do you know how we're doing?" I was like, "I have no idea. I think we're playing well." She goes, "Yeah, we're playing well. Do you want to know?" I was like, "Yeah, let me know." We're 10 under. We just shot 10 under. We just shot a 278. And guys are out there listening, we've never came close to shooting 278 at any time. We careered it when you need to career it. And great feeling. And the guys are kind of feeling really good about themselves. And I pull them together. "Hey, guys, congrats on round 1. You played great. But why aren't you on the putting green getting ready for round 2? This thing's not over yet." And they all went to the putting green, kind of humbled them a little bit, brought them back down, went through our putting drills, went and had our normal lunch, get back to the hotel, have our dinner, have our meeting, have our game plan, and then round 2 begins. And all round 2 is keep your foot on the gas. When you're in trouble, get out of trouble, and good things are going to happen as long as you play smart golf, play your best golf, and it worked out really good. And I guess it was very surreal that round 2, man, we got a 10-shot lead in it. And I'm not saying we can't blow it, but we're playing great golf right now. And after the 9th hole, or 27th hole, we're building a pretty good lead. And once again, I don't want to know, but I have parents give me thumbs up. My watch is dinging. I actually got a text from the high school coaches like, congrats on the state championship. I was
Oh, come on,
Oh,
man. You know
yeah.
better. You know better.
Too
we haven't even
soon.
won yet. We're on like hole 27. We got 9 more holes to go. So anybody's
Yeah.
ever played golf, you know it can get off the tracks real fast. And I will say, memorable shot. Griff, I can't remember, hole 7 or man, I don't even know what hole it is, but he holed out for an eagle in the state championship from about 118 yards. It was funny, before he hit the shot, I said, man, why don't you hit like a 117-yard shot, one hop and go in? And
No, you didn't. I don't believe you.
that's
No,
good
you
coaching.
didn't.
That's just good coaching. That's all that is. He hit that 117-yard shot, one hopped, and went in the hole for eagle. And man, when things are going right, they're going right. And
Man,
golf can reward you and it can humble you. It can punish you.
Oh,
And,
yes.
man, those 2 days, golf rewarded us, and tremendous accomplishment for the program, for the school, for those young men. And it could not happen to a better group of people. And I mentioned Coach Sutton. This is year 27, and I've got a gold and silver medal. And I had a young lady win a bronze medal. I also got 3rd in high school bass fishing. She's year 3, and she's already got a gold, silver, and a bronze medal as an assistant coach. So, man,
she's hitting the cycle over there. She's hitting for the cycle over there,
Wow.
man.
I was like, hey, I'm going to tell you, Brooklyn, it's not that easy. It doesn't happen like this all the time. So enjoy it while it's good, because you're not going to have those forever. So.
Oh man, Coach, that's amazing to hear that, Coach. And right, I mean, it happens like that sometimes, right? Like you put that kid in that most perfect position just for them to just be successful, and man, like it's like playing Madden or playing that video game. You're like, you just see it all happen, and man, Coach, that's freaking awesome right here. We want to show our viewers right here a quick little video, and I want you to tell me your reaction after this.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
Yeah, that was cold. Did not see that one coming. But what a great memory. It's something that you play back, and I haven't seen that video in a while. But it's just kind of a crowning moment that, hey, you get the ice bath, win a state championship, and everything that comes with it, man. I would have never got to be on a podcast or be on a panel if I wouldn't have got that ice bath, I guess, win that state championship. And, you get a lot more notoriety when you win. And but once again, that's not the defining moment in my career. The young people that I've got to coach and hopefully impact in a positive manner, that's way more has way more meaning than that gold medal or that plaque. But yet, it's really nice to have that accomplishment and be able to say that we won a state championship in Smithson Valley. So I appreciate you showing that video. Really cool.
Like I said, Coach, as far as my part, like what I picked up on is just like you said earlier. I'm going to piggyback on what you said earlier. Is as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And I'm a true believer in that, because I mean, as my co-host Andy, like when you talked about facing these bigger schools, right? And so you're facing them to because you play against your competition, right? Yes. And I'll never forget this. And it's like, Andy's one of my teachers, but one time I'm playing golf with them and I'm getting nervous. And he's like, he tells me this thing like, hey, act like you've been here before. So basically telling me like, hey man, like this should be natural for you. So when you're playing these big schools and the competition is there, they shouldn't be like nervous or that level of like, again, that competition, because they've been there. They played guys that can shoot in the 60s and the low 70s, not like shooting in the 80s or so-called. So I mean, everything you were saying is like I understood it to the T, and then leaving a legacy hurt me. I mean, got me good, because I mean, it's like you're only there for 4 years, but hey, you can always go back 10, 15, 20 years and talk about those glory days and say, hey, you know what? The class of 2021, the class of 2022, whatever class it was, it's like, hey man, like you're leaving that for the next generation, and then they want to get to that level, and then it puts fire into their hearts to go out and say, you know, we want to repeat and three-peat and four-peat. So I mean, everything you're saying, I'm just like, man, I'm just like, Coach, put me in. I swear.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, Coach, I think I have one more year of eligibility, Coach.
I love what you said about been there before. The year before, we finished second, and Montgomery Lake Creek had a really good team. they were in fourth place. So they got to get out in front of us and not deal with the grinding, the iron sharpening iron of those first, second, third place teams coming down the stretch. And I will say getting second and the experience of being in championship level golf really helped this team, because the same 5 guys that got second were the same 5 guys that got first. One young man, I'm embarrassing him a little bit, Zach Cedar, was our five spot. He shot 5.5 strokes better his junior year than his scoring average. He was at 80.5 scoring average. He shot 75 at state. But on the about the 34th hole in the state championship, and kind of playing for a state championship here, the golf club was shaking in his hand. And I believe that this year he shot 70, 74, whatever it was. But the golf club was not shaking in his hand because he had been there before.
There you go.
And when you've been there before, it really helps. And when you play against the best players in the state, that helps as well. And these kids, they play against the best. Frisco Wakeland has the next great player coming out of Texas, Luke Colton, I believe his name is. He's, I got to watch Spieth and Scheffler and all those guys in high school, and man, they're great. Right. This kid coming out of Wakeland, John Fields, the head golf coach at UT, was following him on day 2. And for Coach Fields to come out there and follow you, you're the real deal. And these other players, Ryan Griff's playing with Luke and playing head-to-head with him. He was not faced at all with that college coach, UT coach being there, playing with one of the, probably a future tour player. Just another round of golf, because they've been putting in that fire so many times throughout their high school career and their TJ, AJ career, that everybody they play with is really good at golf. And you can say good shot after every shot in a lot of these high school tournaments that we play in, because these kids are not good at golf. They're great at golf.
Wow. Right here, Coach. We got some great comments right here. I got Paul Sharp right here. Coach, I would imagine, and this is great getting into this point right here that I had written down, and a question I asked at the coaches panel right here. Coach, I would imagine you and your team have a good relationship with Brian and Hunter at River Crossing. If so, how much of an advantage does that give you and your team?
The quality of instruction that is at River Crossing right now between Brian and Hunter
Gathrights, man.
Their facility out there. Brian is one of the great golf instructors in Texas. He's got a lot of tremendous players under him. Young man from Alamo Heights that's on the tour now. Johnny Kiefer from Johnson, that's on the Canadian tour, or whatever that tour is called now, played at Baylor. My kids see that, hey, these guys go to him. And then they start going to him. But you got David Petrie, Peach, a longtime San Antonio golfer, great swing coach. Andy Rubin, great swing coach out there as well. Carl Luedeke, head pro. Just the environment that high school golf has at River Crossing is very rewarding. And those kids know that they're wanted out there. They're well respected out there. The members know them. They know how good they are. They see the work they put in. It's just a tremendous environment to grow the game. And I think that's such a key aspect of growing the game, having golf courses and swing teachers that pour back into these kids, because all they're doing is making the game that much greater for the future. And the Gathrights, Peach, Andy, Carl, all these guys do a great job of being a part.
Oh, definitely. I've had Cameron Cardillon on this show, and that's one of, Gathrights, Brian Gathrights' star pupils right there. And you talk about that, Coach, and you bring up some really great points that's something I wanted to get to. Budget plays a huge role. Budget plays a huge role in what you do, getting your team ready, getting them those championship reps. And, you talk about growing the game. And you know what? Cost has gone up. I don't know if you remember the question I asked about, as coaches here in this greater San Antonio area, how are y'all dealing with these growing costs of courses, range balls, fees, tournaments? I heard Coach Brent, from Alamo Heights talk about, a tournament paying almost double, to get your kids out to these tournaments, to get kids game championship game reps?
Right. I'm glad you asked that because I just had our parent meeting this year, and I'll share with anybody out there that's in the coaching world. There's a lot of ways to raise money now. We do a putt-a-thon. River Crossing allows us to come out and we fundraise putt-a-thon. And we've been raising probably clearing $20,000-$25,000 the last 3-4 years. And
Wow.
And I will tell you this:
the wrong business.
That when you are pouring into kids and the kid you're getting results, and the community sees the success of your program, which a lot of Smithson Valley programs have a tremendous amount of success. They give back, and raising that money. I think at the end of the year last year we had $4,000 left. I host 5 golf tournaments. By hosting those golf tournaments, we generate revenue. We have the putt-a-thon. We got a really good budget from the district, but that's not going to pay our regionals is in McAllen. We go down there in March for the regional preview. We drive through Alice, Texas.
There you go. Come on.
Go to good old San Diego. We stop at that. Our halfway spots at
San Diego, the Vaqueros, baby, the Vaqueros.
Whatever that place is, that Texas one stop or whatever it is right there. That's our review spot. Yep. So we raise that money, and that's the only way we can do what we do is to fundraise, because the cost of everything has gone through the roof. To be a member of a golf program, a golf course, to get a swing lesson, to buy clubs, buy golf balls, buy uniforms. There's a tremendous investment in it. And I don't know if y'all witnessed it, but the inflation rate is real. The cost of living is way high. I have a high school dancer. I have a daughter at A&M. Married. So, two dogs. It's just.
But you don't have to pay for a hairstylist, Coach.
Yeah, that's right.
So there you're saving money there.
Yeah.
So, but when a kid shows a passion, my daughter has a passion for dance. I'm gonna do everything I can. I'll work side jobs to make sure she gets the training and the things she needs to be successful. If you have a young person that has a passion for golf, people are going to pour into them. They're going to make sure that they get to go to these tournaments and that they get to get the lessons. And man, I've seen a very community-based aspect of making sure kids got that. For Christmas, hey, we're going to pay for your AJ tournament. We're going to donate to the golf program. Wow. And man, when you get that village mentality to pour into these young people, to these programs, that creates tremendous success. And I've been to the Alice football golf tournament fundraiser. I played in it. I know what it takes. I know that communities throughout Texas, sports are a big deal. And when they're a big deal, people will find a way to make sure that these young people are successful. And and I just know that's just how Texas is built.
Coach,
go
for it, Freddie. Go for it.
No, and I believe everything he's saying is like there is a lot of, and there's also like a lot of programs out there for the schools. Like I said, like my nephew just got on that youth on course, $20 a year, pays for any course for $5. I mean, that is awesome. But he has to play over here in San Antonio because nowhere here in the Corpus Christi, Alice area has that program. But I totally understand what you're trying to say is that I've told him, hey, look, as long as you show me progress and commitment, like I have no kids myself, but hey, you're my only one. So whatever you need, like I will bust my tail to get you the latest, the greatest, whatever it is. But you got to show me commitment and effort. But and everything. So everything you're saying, and the community. So when the community plays a big part in it, like the kids show more, like, hey, you know what? Like they actually support us because down here it's always about football. They support football more than any other sport. And like, how do you? So when you talk to the parents, you talk to the school district. Do y'all have that problem where they support one program more than the other, or is it one of those that it's mainly divided into all programs?
Well, and you also spoke about too, Coach, about your AD being. I don't mean to cut you off, Coach, about your AD being a golfer and a golfer,
so he understands
keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Piper community colleges, right? Like I mean, like doing that stuff, right?
Right. Brian Martinez, our AD. longtime friend. We coached together back in the 90s at San Marcos, and he is a golfer. And so he advocates for us. But I will say this about any high school sports. Football is always going to be key. Football generates a tremendous amount of revenue. I was a football guy. I always self-identify as a SWAT T guy, always will be, but I also coach golf. And that money gets raised, and we have a booster that it goes into a general fund. And if I've ever needed anything, I've gone to Coach Hill. Hey, Coach Hill, the Smithson Valley golf team needs 10 golf bags. Who do we write the check to? And so
that's awesome.
don't I don't ever want to give anybody the misconception that, hey, football is king. But the misconception that they get all the money and not all the money goes to football, I have never had a problem in the two schools I've been at, San Marcos, Smithson Valley, of the golf program needs this. Coach, where do we write the check to? And
Coach, tell Coach Hill to make it 11, and you only saw 10. All right, because your boy from Nothing Is OB, Coach Stoner's over here. We'll be supporting.
He wants the Rangers golf bag.
Yeah, there it is. So yeah, but we have our own booster. We are allowed one fundraiser a year, and you got to make that fundraiser count because swim and track and everybody's doing their fundraiser. Well, there's only so much money to go around, so you go out and do your thing and I always am a big advocate of kids. Y'all go advocate for your program for yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about golf courses, get on golf courses. I had a number of kids and parents go out and help jet the greens at River Crossing this summer. That's hard work. And so when the members see that, when the pros see that, hey, look at these kids going out here and working hard for us too. People are more apt to give and to allow you to be a part of country clubs. Adam at Valley Creek, man, y'all come out here on Monday. River Crossing will have a gold medal. Valley Creek will have a gold medal. When those come in, the reason we have that gold medal is because those golf courses, those pros, the community poured into our program. And, man, when you give back to the community is going to give to you. When you give back to the booster, all of our golf parents are part of the Smithson Valley Booster Club, and they put their funds into the Smithson Valley Booster Club because they know when the time comes and Smithson Valley Golf needs something, that the Smithson Valley Booster Club is going to give back to them as well.
And I love to hear that, Coach. Man, like, dude, hey, I'm taking notes, Coach. I'm taking a lot of notes over here, man. You said a lot of great things, and it's more than golf. It's more than sports. It's more than just education. You're giving your kids, and what I mean, your kids, you're giving not only, your kids, your two daughters, but you're giving your student athletes a great chance to be successful on and off the course. And I love that because these courses, like we talked about these costs nowadays, like, hey, you have to have these relationships with these courses, and you have to have them to want to keep bringing you back to bite into those member times a little bit at times, to give you those Mondays when it's maintenance day, right? To give you those reps, and it seems like it seems like the community there in Spring Branch, y'all really feel the love. Now, Coach, we've taken up a lot of your time tonight, and the last question right here before we let you go, who are you playing your final round of golf with?
Man, that's a good question. That's a good one. Before I answer that question, I love what you said about relationships. If you take one thing from me, it's about building relationships. And when you build those relationships with the kids and you build those relationships with the community, you're going to be successful. And so no matter what you do in life, it all comes down to relationships. And I would definitely say that I love what you said about relationships. And so I just want to hark on that as something that I didn't mention about our own program and what I really strive to do in the program, in society, in the school. And everything I do is building positive relationships, impactful relationships. But to answer your question, man, the last round of golf I'd want to play with. If I could just play a round of golf, and Brian Heath, longtime O'Connor golf coach, he had a retirement golf outing at Bracken Ridge golf course. And all of his former players and a lot of former peers, high school golf coaches. They all went out there and played together. I think that would be really cool to get everybody that you coached against, football, golf, all your former players come out, play one big tournament. That would be great.
That's
But
beautiful.
Good one. That is right. That's awesome.
that would be cool. But if I just play with one person, my brother's in Alaska, and we don't get to see each other very often, and he sucks at golf. But he was on the golf team. Go play with him, and just it's who cares about the golf side of things. Just go play with your buddy, play with your brother. I think that's a pretty good answer between those.
Oh man, hey, we love it, Coach. We love it.
Yes,
Got
sir.
a good comment here from Hector's wife, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Success is delivered to the deserving. Congratulations, Coach Pape.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And
Thank you, Belia.
she's from Alice too. Yep.
Yeah, Belia's we were all roommates.
Coyote. She's a Coyote.
Thank you, Belia. I give my love somewhere. Yeah.
There you go.
I love. I'm got several quotes. Challenge accepted. Worry about the next play.
Yes.
Success is delivered for the deserving. Dang, Coach. Hey, you've taken us on a bit of a golf revival tonight, man. Tonight, dude, you really have.
About it.
And just the last thing right here, and Paul Sharp out here, and our condolences from the Nothing Is OB podcast go out to the Smithson Valley community. Coach, my condolences to the Ranger community on the loss of Coach Clarkson.
Sure.
I'm sure Smithson Valley will honor him in a first-class way.
No doubt. Good friend, great man.
If you could give us just one story, Coach, as we close out here.
Coach Clarkson. Whew. Well, everything I mentioned about get together here, get some water. Relationships. He poured himself into the kids, and man, you go to his funeral and you saw the impact that he had in people's lives. And so, apologize about the emotions, but that one, that quote right there hit me. So yeah, he will be honored. The wrestling program is going to continue on because of the legacy that he built. Man, I went to the funeral, didn't cry, it was tough, but this one got me right here. So I appreciate Paul sending that message, because you really understand the impact when you go to a man's funeral or a woman's funeral, and you see all the former players, you see the members of the community come out and support a guy that left too soon at 57. But man, what a life well lived. And so Coach Clarkson, you can tell a story about the man. He was so big. He was about 6'6", 260, huge man. And boy, he could talk. And at his funeral, his son and daughter spoke, and nobody else spoke, because he was a talker. And he would, if he got you cornered, you were going to be there while talking. And he really poured into his kids, and he really poured into Smithson Valley and in Reagan and all the other schools he was at. Did a tremendous job. And I'm glad you mentioned relationships earlier. That man built tremendous relationships and really made a difference at Smithson Valley and everywhere he's been. So once again, Paul, thanks for bringing Coach Clarkson up.
Coach, that's freaking beautiful right there, Coach. And sorry that we're making you get emotional right here, but we appreciate it. And you know what, Coach? Through this whole interview, there's one thing I keep writing back. You haven't said it here, but you know what? You've showed to your kids, to your community, to Coach Clarkson right there. You showed the love. And I think everybody that's watched this podcast tonight, that's listened to this, is going to feel the love through this freaking camera, through your voice, through your actions, through your efforts, through your passion. And hey, Coach, we thank you so much for being a guest on the show tonight.
Guys, thank you so much. And it was a lot of fun. First podcast I've ever done. A lot of great questions. That was, sorry, the emotion there at the end, that one hit me. I didn't see that one coming tonight, but everything that y'all ask, everything that y'all do here for golf, promoting high school golf, promoting junior golf. I really appreciate y'all, and just promoting golf in general. What a great game that you can play for the rest of your life. Teaches so many great lessons that it's just a real gift. What a game, and just thank y'all for keeping that fire of golf going.
We tried, Coach, and we got a couple of great comments right here to close out right here.
Yeah.
Aniston McWayne, greatest coach of all time. It was an honor getting to play for you, Coach. Efren Izquierda, great show highlighting great people.
Right on.
Yes, sir.
Right,
And then
right.
let me show one, Andy, if you don't mind.
Go for it, bro.
My sister just commented right now. She put, I hope my high school golf player is watching and picked up some great words. Thank you, Coach. Like I said, she was texting me. She was like, man, this coach, she was like, I wish I could send my son to him because you just showed compassion and everything about it. So I was just telling my sister, I was like, I think you need to relocate.
I don't know, Coach. I don't know if RJ's got the scores for y'all, Coach. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, right now. Right.
Hey, Coach, thanks again so much, guys. That is a 5A defending state 2004 5A UIL champion from Smithson Valley boys golf coach right there. A great coach, a great man, Coach Jason Pape. Coach, thanks so much for being on the show tonight, brother.
Guys, God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Right. God bless you, man. Have a good night.
Good night.
Dude, that was fire, bro.
Dude, this
fire.
Coach, man. Solid, man. He's solid, man. Solid.
I seriously wanted to go pre-register at Smithson Valley right now, bro.
Bro, no, man. What did I tell you? What did I tell you, bro? I said speaking with him at the coach's clinic, and it was a privilege, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put this picture back on. You see, these are several of the boys and girls state UIL state championship coaches, all the way from 6A big schools to 1A, all the way right there at the end. David Wood right there at the end to my far right, 1A schools, and you hear, man, just to hear these guys talk, and I mean, dude. Studs, Liberty Hill, freaking Alamo Heights, what is it, Lake Travis,
Johnson.
bro,
Johnson,
bro,
program.
You hear these, you guys, and and we saw him on here. The head golf coach Archie Ramos was watching tonight,
right?
And the thing is that you can feel it as coach. We always tell the kids, man, you got to do some things with some great love. And man, coach brought it tonight. I told you. Did I not tell you,
Andy? Like
Freddie? Did I tell you?
Yes, you told me. No, you told me. I swear, like you pre-warned me. Like I said, I did my research on them. But like again, like you can hear things and everything. But once you see it, like when you saw his heart, you saw his compassion, you saw like his love for the sport, his love for the students. When he started off by saying my ministry, bro, it was like I was caught on. I was glued because like he was using everything that has been blessed to him and just giving it back to the kids and knowing that, dude, he has the opportunity to impact lives, bro, like young kids' lives. And it's just respect, man.
We say this all the time, right? We say this all the time, and some people like to, I guess you can kind of take it for how, I guess, whatever context you want to take it as, right? I say this all the time: grow the game, right? Like grow the game.
Yeah.
And I think this dude is not only growing the game of golf, this dude is growing the game of life. Like he's growing the game of life for these student athletes. And I'm not going to say, I mean, dude, I hope one day I have a championship ring on my finger. I hope one day. And, but you know, I feel his love and his passion, because you know what you do, you hear coaches say it. We pour into these kids. We pour into them because you know what it's, and he said it right there at the end, love, relationships. It's relationships. These are things, you know, I showed a picture of his trophy right there, you know, a state championship trophy. I always tell the kids at the end of the year, sports banquet, trophies, banners, you know what they do one day? They all collect dust. They all collect dust, bro. And I think all you will have is those memories, being there, having a big lead, settling those kids down after a solid day, taking them bass fishing, winning a third place bro,
right, dude?
Hey,
but his saying, like, as iron sharpens iron, like having that friendly competition, showing these guys like, hey, nothing's given here. Like you got to earn it. Just because you're a senior doesn't mean you're automatically going to start it. Just because you've had a couple of good rounds, like you got to earn your spot and hey, like, so dude, that to me like caught on very well because he was a guy of just saying, hey, everybody has an opportunity and everybody has a chance to start or play or be that starting five when you go on to that tournament. Like nothing's given to you.
The great thing about the game of golf, we always talk about the numbers. What about the numbers?
Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Numbers never lie right here. And again, Paul Sharp. Paul, why you got to do that, Paul? Man, Paul struck a chord, man. And Paul, we appreciate you.
Right, bro?
We appreciate your support, Paul. And, and Paul has young ones. Paul has a senior in high school. He's got a young junior high son. And Paul, thank you for always being a great supporter and chiming in, man. We appreciate your support. And we always try to make you feel like you're part of the show because you bring a lot of great questions, a lot of great commentary for our.
He knows a lot that's going on in that little world.
Paul,
man, right?
Hey, third co-host right there, Paul Sharp.
Yeah.
This guy absolutely gets it. Golf is minimal to what he is teaching these kids, dude.
Exactly.
Freaking man. Hey, Paul Sharp. Hey, dude. Nothing is OB. For brother. Right.
Here you go, Paul.
Hey, Paul. We love you, brother. And man, big tournament coming up for our FOREBROS, guys. We really want to thank several people right here. We want to thank Aguas Golf. Aguas Golf right there, guys. Please visit www.aguasgolf.com for the most original golf gear that's out there right now. Hashtag AG-NOB to get 15% off your order. And we want to thank our man, FOREBROS right there. FOREBROS supplier of the black and gray right there. My dude, I got patches all over the place right here. On Par Golf. We want to thank our man Ray Garza from On Par Golf. Hey, he's here. He's local. He's in SA, baby, out there in Mission Del Lago. Still need my shirt. I got it for you, bro. You're crying. I got Rudy's crying. I got all these guys crying about their shirts. I got your shirts. Come get some. You want your shirt? Hang out afterwards.
Oh, there you go.
He's here. This guy. You know what? The South Side in him. He lurks in the shadows, bro. He lurks in the shadows, dude. It's like the South Side. He's like the South Side.
The pride of the South Side.
Pride. Hey, the golf pride of the South Side right there. Ray Garza. Thank y'all, everybody from tuning in. And Brucey, you got any shout outs you want to give right here as we close out tonight?
Dang, you got me on the spot.
I put you on the spot. I can go if you want me to go. I can go.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right, guys. So I got my first scrimmage tomorrow for my football team out of my school. Hearing Coach Pape talk, I wrote down several quotes right here. I wrote down: success is delivered for the deserving. Challenge accepted. Kid messes up, and this is going to be probably my biggest thing for tomorrow because in scrimmages, it's a lot of time to mess up. Don't worry about the mess up. Worry about the next play. He said, worry about the next shot. So I'm super excited for my guys. I'm getting messages right now on my communication app with the guys. I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I'm super nervous. I can't wait. Oh, thank you right there. I got one of my parents right there. Tiffany, Renee and Tiffany Quare. Son, great little family, bro. Great family that transferred over this year. I'm super thankful. Kids are awesome. I mean, they're good athletes, bro. But I think more than anything, they're better, dude. They're better kids, dude. They're better kids than athletes. The one son, their older son that plays for us, I told him, bro, I said, I'll play for you, bro. Like I'll strap on right now and I will play for him because he's that good of a teammate. And so hearing a great coach that talks about pouring into his kids, relationships, bro. Hey, I'm loving it, baby. We ready. Bulldog Nation, we ready. We ready to go tomorrow. We ready to strap up, Sally, and we ready to go. So I'm looking forward. My shout out goes out to my Bulldog team tomorrow. Hey, we kick things off with the scrimmage. Guys, I love you. Y'all my dogs, ride or die. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, baby.
10-4. As far as me, man, like I said, first and foremost, I would like to give it up to my cousin Lupe Lopez, letting me use his man cave over here while I'm in Alice. I had to bring my mom and dad home. But again, man, if I could just leave you with one thing, the one thing that I took because I use it all the time, the Proverbs, just like John White had it here, Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. I'm a big believer in that. Be your brother's keeper, dude. Like again, it's you rise with the people around you. So guys, don't be scared of competition. Competition is there to make you better, stronger, faster, everything that's there, dude. So everything the coach said, that verb right there just got me 100%, man. And I want to leave people with just think, if I can leave you with that, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another.
And we want to thank guys. We want to thank some of our guys, and it's going to be sad. We're going to be missing our dudes. We want to thank FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, FOREBROS Tour has a home. This Saturday, August 24th, at the beautiful Lackland Gateway Hills Golf Course. Robert Vasquez. Thank you to big ups to GM Robert Vasquez. He's going to be giving out 3 putters and 3 sets of wedges to the winners of the 3-man scramble that we're having out there. And unfortunately,
that's the money.
Hey,
that's the money.
Brucey and I will be missing it. I'm glad Brucey said this. Don't be scared of competition, because Brucey is running away from this competition for FOREBROS.
Wow.
We're so thankful.
Really, bro? You gonna throw me under the bus like that, bro? Really, bro?
We're so, there it is right there. We're so thankful to our FOREBROS Tour. Never golf alone again. Guys, we take 0 fees. Ultra transparent. We don't make money off of our brothers. Make sure you understand that. We don't run FOREBROS. We don't run the Nothing is OB podcast to get rich, to make money off of our friends. We do it because of the relationships. Like, to echo Coach Poppy's words, it's all about the relationships. Guys, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Coach Clarkson. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We so appreciate your support. Brucey, in the game of life,
nothing is OB.